worst, and I absolutely hate it. I guess it wasn't terrible. I don't really like Battle Royale anymore. And that really goes for any game. I deleted Apex as well. It's too repetitive to me, which I guess is kind of hypocritical. Because I play Save World all the time, and that's literally the same mission over and over again. You know, at this point, I'm just going to go on a discussion that has nothing to do with the video at all, but you know, I'll get off that discussion. Anyway, as you may have noticed with the title, I'm going to be showcasing some of my creative maps that I've made. I started creative about 3 days after it came free, which I believe was in season 7. Originally, it was only available to people with a battle pass, and you know, I don't spend money on this game anymore, and back then I kind of did, but I didn't have the battle pass at the time, so I had to wait till it was free, which was very soon in the season, actually, only like a few days after it was free with the battle pass. I don't remember. Anyway, I started making islands about then, and I'm going to be showing off a few, not too many, because I don't have too much time, but basically, I just tried to make this video like 5 minutes ago, and when I was showcasing one of my islands, I like opened a billboard to like see what it said, because it was like cut off, and the game just crashed, like it froze, and then I got like an error message, and then my broadcast ended. I'm like, okay. So apparently, oh, and half the stuff didn't even work in that island. So apparently, stuff that was made like ancient times, like my oldest maps, don't really work out. So I'm not gonna be looking too much at my older maps and more of my newer maps. And another thing I want to say is I've made a lot more islands than what you actually see here, and that's because I played creative a lot before they added the feature to make your own islands, to have pretty much an infinite amount. And back then there wasn't really, the only islands were like a frozen one, the normal grass one, and like I don't even remember, like really basic islands. So I didn't have much availability, and when I wanted to make a new island, I just have to completely wipe the existing one. And so yeah, so this is only a few of the islands I've made. So I don't know. Oh yeah, ignore the 2 on the top there. Yeah, so I don't really know what we're gonna start with. I have a lot here. Most of them are team games, but I do have pretty good, in my opinion, solo games that can be played solo. We're gonna start with my prop hut. I made this, I don't know, a few months, maybe, probably longer. I think 6 months-ish ago? I don't know. Probably more than that, I don't know. It's been quite a while since I made this. It's a prop hut. It's actually really fun. I made it with some of my friends. Or, I didn't make it with some of my friends. I played it. Yeah, that's another thing. I do not make any maps with anyone else. I'm strictly confined, I guess, to myself when it comes to making maps. Because, you know, I want all that filthy credit. You know, I can't let my friends getting any of that credit. So yeah, so this one is actually really fun. I've played with my friends. Really simple, you know, it's just a proper simple concept, but really fun. And so obviously, as you can see, it's pirate themed with some pirate buildings around here, and the middle of like this little island thing here. And so let me see, custom teams prop hunt 100 and up to, yeah, so there's one hunter, unlike most prop hunts where there's plenty of hunters and props, like it's divided between them, but in this one there's one hunter and then up to 15 props. And let me see, custom teams, so you can choose who the hunter is. The game begins, prop augment to hide, hunter wins. Yeah, so normal prop hunt, but there's only one hunter instead of however many there normally is. So the hunter spawns in here, and then after a minute those barrels explode, allowing him to free roam the map. Props spawn in this general area of the ship, and then they have a minute to hide before that blows up. And yeah, so a lot of this stuff is probably outdated because it's been so long since I've updated it. So yeah, I'm just gonna give a quick tour of like some of the buildings here. So this is the one where the hunter spawns or whatever, so it's not the best idea to really hide here, but there are some pretty decent spots like this one, which is under a carpet here in this little room. You can hide in the water there. So yeah, there's that. Oh, another really good prop to use in this room is that little map right there. It's really small and it's kind of hard to find, so that's a pretty good prop to use. And then coming up here, yeah, there's a pretty decent spot back here, I'd say. It's kind of hard to notice from here, like you can't really see there's a gap behind there unless you jump over it. So that's a pretty decent spot to hide behind the bed here, and kind of pretty good, I guess. Not the best. Over here, pretty obvious. I wouldn't hide here. Yeah, it's sort of got a door leading to it. Here you can see through the staircase, not a good place. Here you just walk around, so not really a good place. And then anywhere up that tower isn't really a good idea because the hunter will probably be able to hear you. So not too many places to hide in there. The tavern, there are some pretty good places to hide in here. One of them is this little barrel thing here. You could hide ass from the barrels, or you could jump up behind it to this little cellar here, which is a nice little place. And then over here, you can go up here and hide among these little tables here. Up here, I believe there's a pretty good spot. Never mind. Up here in the attic, there's some boxes and barrels, so that you can blend in if you try. These boxes here, you might be able to squiggle in there. So that's the tavern. Alright, so that's the tavern. This is, I'll get to the main ship last. Here's a little like trade hub, and a really good place to hide is actually up here. There's a little door leading to it, and it's a little hall of doors, and it just looks normal at first, you know, a hall of doors, but when you look up, there's actually holes in the ceilings, so you can hide up here and look at the person down below, and once they notice the holes, depending on which one they notice, you can slip down on another one. Now they will hear your footsteps, but it does give you a pretty nice getaway, so that's not a bad place to hide at all. Trade hub down here, pretty basic. I wouldn't really hide here. It's pretty open, pretty easy to see. In this little house, however, there is a little cool place to hide. It's pretty obvious, you know, out of place, but you can't hide in here. There's just a bunch of boxes. So, yeah. There's another part of the trade hub down below that by itself is kind of hidden because it's not normally a place you'd go into. Down here, right here, it's kind of, you know, concealed, I guess, with the brick walls. But it's pretty obvious that there's a door here, but same sort of thing. Same idea as the attic upstairs with all the boxes. There. And there, I believe there's one more house. Oh, 3 more. These 2 are identical though, so. But this is actually there's actually one more thing. If I remember it, you can actually hide. And oh, never mind. That's another place. Anyway, these 2 houses, they just look completely normal. You know, you're gonna go up. Looks like a terrible place to hide. But I once hid here for like 5 minutes, and my friend could not find me, which I think is pretty dumb. I mean, it's not too hard to find. But up here, there's actually a hole in the ceiling, and you can hide in the attic here. Furthermore, you can hide as one of these gold things, and the same thing, if she's about to get close to you, excuse me, you can just like, whoa, down here and like, have a little getaway. And then the opposite happened where my friend hid in this place for like 5 minutes until he finally found him. Not down here, I'm just showing you. Up here, that little map thing I showed earlier, the small prop, I was so dumb. I don't know how I didn't find him. Like, little attic up there you can hide in. I didn't think there was a space behind the bed in the window, and there was, and I had no idea how he could fit in it, but he fitted. I don't know if that's a word, but he was there as the map. And so that's the buildings, the perimeter of the place, and then finally the big ship. There's lots of place to hide in here, including the very top here. So I won't be able to get to all of them, but I'll get to some of the main ones that I remember. I probably won't even remember them all because, like I said, it's been quite a while since I've worked on this. So, and here's really nowhere to hide. Over here, though, straight to the right, there's a little box thing you could hide in there. Down here, you can hide in any one of these cannons, which is actually pretty good because if he sees you, you just whoop right out the cannon and have a little getaway there. Here, there's a pretty decent spot, obviously down here, which is not a very good spot. I mean, but if you like go over here, you can actually hide behind these boxes, which is not a bad spot. And then, yeah. On the other side, before we get to the bottom deck, or whatever you want to call it. Oops. Oh my gosh, my ping is at 300. Okay, now it's going lower. Oh my gosh. So, there's this little surge. What? I don't know what that is. There's this little, like, pub here, and then in this room, like, the storage kegs, which is just a mess everywhere. This is honestly one of the best places to hide, because at first it just looks like storage kegs that you can't really jump on, and you're like, alright, there's no use to it. But there's this little thing you can crouch under here. It's like the perfect hiding place, like, because the door's open when you open it. Like, okay, the door's open when you open it, but when the door's open, it conceals this part off, so it just looks like the kegs. But if you shut it while you're in the room, you can actually see that you can crouch back here, which is super effective. Believe that's it for these. Oh wait, no, there's one more area up here. One more floor up, I think. Oh no, it's right here. These little spots you can hide back here. You can hide down here. Or you could hide up here, back there. And then now for the bottom layer of the ship, bottom deck. Now for the bottom deck, we have this little place. There's lots of little barrels and stuff, so you can easily blend in that way, but there's also some pre-made hiding spots. Yeah. So you could really just fit in anywhere here, because there's all this clutter. But one of the pre-made spots, which doesn't look too suspicious, I mean, it doesn't really look natural, but not too suspicious, is back here. There's a little spot there. Yeah. Got these jail cells. Here is a pretty obvious one, but yeah. This is actually really hard to get out of. You do have the grappler, both the prop and the hunter, but even with it, it's super hard to get out of the spot without flying. So it is a bit of a nuisance to get it out of, and pretty obvious, but yeah, you can even see like two carpets overlapping. There is a little drop down here and the water. And that's all I can remember for hiding spots in this map. And so, yeah, that'll be it for this map. Let me just run a little flyer on the ship, and then we'll move on to the next one. So yeah, that is it for this map. And if it isn't obvious, I'm pretty sure it's obvious. My controller is broken. Like, it's been broken for like 100 videos. I don't know how you wouldn't notice it. So I'm gonna completely take my hands off the controller and not do anything starting right now. The analog stick, the movement one, always moves forward. It is so irritating. Navigating through menus is like this. And so you have to like do this sort of, and basically guess what to click on. And so I may click on a few islands. I may click on the wrong island a few times. So next we've just done, what have we done? Prop hunt. So next, I think we might do Kino der Toten. I think that's what we'll do. Next we'll do Kino der Toten. This is one I made pretty recently, I'd say about a month and a week-ish ago, like, say 35 to 40 days ago-ish. I don't know, I'm really bad with dates. But I was bored one day, I was like, you know, they added some updates to the husks, why don't I make a little Kino der Toten map? And this is not a very good design. If you don't know what Kino der Toten is, first of all, I got two things to say to you. One, have you been living under a rock? And two, stop living under a rock and play Black Ops 1. Such a good game. If you don't know, I'm disgusted in you, but Kino der Toten is a zombies map, and the original Black Ops 1, and it's been readapted in multiple games, like remastered, I guess you could call it. But you may recognize it. Honestly, I'll just say I did a really bad job creating it. This was a pretty I did not really take too much time into making this, is what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna wait for it all to load. Did put a lot of effort into it, honestly. Wait, is this it? Wow, this is dark. First thing I'm gonna need to do is make that a bit brighter. I think it's the fog we need to adjust. Oh yeah, 100%. Why don't we just put that down to 0? Oh, it's so hard. Oh gosh, it is so hard to navigate through menus. Wait, if I can like do a little combo here to go boop and then alright. So there we go, now it's a lot brighter. Spawn here in the normal Kino the Totem, but there's only like a little teleporter thing. I'm not gonna go through every detail that's right and wrong. But if you haven't played Kino the Totem, just skip ahead of the video. If you're even watching. I know you're not. But if you have played Kino the Totem, you should know what most of the stuff is. So I won't really go with explaining all of it, but I'll go through explaining the basic stuff. So here's some of the windows you see. Here is, one main thing I need to point out is, I could probably do it now, but back then when I made this, at least I couldn't find a way to make it to where you kill the zombies, you get resources like metal, and that was really dumb. So yeah, so you buy guns using metal, which is the currency, and so I made this little form of spawner here, and so this will continuously spawn metal every few seconds or so. Yeah, every 1 second. Like 50 metal, I believe, something like that. And it's really hard to see because these spawners overlap, but there's ammo spawners here which continuously spawn ammo. So yeah. So here is the Olympia. Here is, oh yeah, instead of like pop machines like Juggernaut and stuff, I just made it, whatever you call it, I don't even remember what you call this stuff. But you can buy it for 500 metal. You can't use brick or wood in this, so you can't really buy that. You can only buy it with metal. So yeah, going up here, you've got the M14, and then oh yeah, and instead of buying doors, they expand over time. Like so, let's say I think it's every minute, I believe. The area expands, and so you can, if you look closely, you can see a little bomb thing, that right there. You can see one there, and then you can see one down. Oh gosh, it's so hard to see with all that overlapping spawner. You kind of see it there in the middle. And so I'll just show you the areas. Basically, it expands over time. But here's the outside area. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to see. Oh wow, that's a lot. But here's the outside area. There's another little restriction, and then in the pop machine around there. We'll get back to inside though. If you're wondering what all this white lines is, I'm saying like overlapping. If you've ever like played around with husk spawners, they show the radius of the spawner in this little white line, and there's tons of spawners in the main theater room, and so they all overlap the lines, and it's just it's like a huge fog. So yeah, and so. And here, oh yeah, you can buy grenades and a med kit on the other side there. And so in here we have a sort of mystery box. It doesn't really work out the way I wanted it to. It doesn't like give you a random, but I could probably find a way for it to now. But back when I made it, at least I couldn't find a way for it to give you a random item. So just cycles between. Yeah, there's no really luck involved. It's just take what you want pretty much. And then we've got the PM63, which I put into the tactical SMG there. Got some more zombie spawns here. And there's a secret to this map that I will be showing at the end. Down here, the stairway part, I couldn't get right, so it doesn't look exactly right, but oh well. And then here we've got the Stakeout. Yeah, the Stakeout, which I've put in the heavy shotgun. It's super hard to see, but let's go. The MP5, I think? Yeah, the MP5 down here, which is just I put the normal SMG. Another pop machine over here. Probably can't see that at all. I can't even really see where I'm going. This room as well, I didn't really get to completely design, but there's supposed to be a bunch of ammo buys and stuff here, but it just wasn't really necessary, so I ended up not doing it. I believe there is one working. Oh, never mind. So this room is pretty much empty, just like a another room to go to. Behind here is actually, obviously, it's just in the normal Kino they're doing, so I'm sure you could tell. But this is like a little normal trap, not normal. It's a little trap course you can complete, and if you complete it, you have a little split lane here. And if you go to the left one, it takes you to a little Easter egg, and if you take it to the right one, you go all the way down here. It's gonna take me a while, and then you're stuck with this spawning carrot, and that continuously spawns gold brutes, and you get stuck forever and ever until it kills you or until you respawn. And then the other one takes you to like a little creation. You can see on the map there a little white or not white, brown line there. That's what it takes you to. And then this little thing I'm circling is like a mini game I made too. And then over here is a little castle. I was also gonna make husk spawners in it. Like I was gonna make you have to complete this, and then there's a plane station like right here, and I wanted you to fly it like over here, and that'd be like the second part. But yeah, this is just a little template I had that I used some stuff in. So we won't really be on the trap course because that's not what this map is about, but it is there, I guess. Yeah, nothing pertaining to Kino the Toten, but just a little addition, a little feature I decided to add in. And then the main theater where all the spawners are. And you know what I did? I don't even know why. Instead of spawners, or no, instead of chairs for the theater, there's spawners. And I know what you're saying, that's ridiculous. There's husks everywhere. But no, there's like a limit of husks that can spawn at a certain time. So not every single one of these spawns like whatever number of husks. When there's a certain number in the game, they can't spawn anymore. So even if there's like a 20 trillion spawners in one room, there won't really be too many zombies, because once it hits that limit, it's not even there anymore. And then I added some little husky spawners on the roof here, like kind of sticking in and out. And then we have the modded pistol. I should have just called it the flashlight pistol. That's not actually in Kino the Toten. I just thought it'd be cool to add that there. And then we've got the farmhouse / N16, because the excuse me, the picture of the gun is actually the, I'm probably saying this wrong. I never really know if to say, is it the farmhouse? I don't know. That gun, you know, but it actually plays like an M16, so the burst, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. And so then the theater loops back around into the main room here, and then I'm sure you saw right next to the M16 was a little barrier here, which loops around to the outside area. And now for the secret / Easter egg sort of thing. Once you get to this part, you go to the left here, you see a little spawner, but going up, you see a little ray gun thing. Oops, that's spawner, it's not supposed to be in there, but a ray gun, and it says ray gun. The ray gun spawner has been deactivated. It must be reactivated to be available. To reactivate the power, you'll have to activate 6 gateways. So in game, that won't show up. It'll just be the spawner without the ray gun actually in it. And so it says you have to activate 6 gateways to be able to use it. And so if you look in this window over here, we see the death machine, instrument of destruction, blah blah blah. So yeah, and if you haven't pieced one and one together by now, you activate these 6 gateways to activate the ray gun spawner, which you can then buy. And then if you've noticed these here, the ray gun is obviously the, what's it called again? Prop-o-matic, I think. Yes, the prop-o-matic. And so you turn yourself into this prop. It's kind of funny actually. I'll do it right now. And then you actually squeeze through the window there, and then buy it. It's kind of funny. You go boop, boop. Takes you, oh, there we go. You buy it, and then to get back out, you just do the same thing. Kind of funny, but oh well. And then going over here, we have hello and welcome. Blah blah blah. No one cares about that. I left a little note. I did have 2 beta testers. Shout out to my beta testers, Look at You and the Ghost 95. Those are my actual friends in real life. If you have PlayStation, you should add them. I mean, I guess, I don't know. And up here, another little thing. This is a little quick way to get around the map that I just added. If you want to see where it actually comes out, is this little stairway here. Right after the mystery box. You go to the mystery box right behind you, going up the stairway. It's that which will get you to, which will get you to the little ray gun spot pretty fast. Shouldn't have made that door, but oh well. And then we have trespassing resultable by death beyond this point, and that is supposed to be like a little sign. That's not supposed to, like, that's supposed to be a sign like on a wall or somewhere. It's just like, I guess it does add up. Never mind, that doesn't exist. But anyway, another thing is, in game, these white lines won't be here. So like, you won't have to like squint your eyes to actually see. So you'll be able to see clear, but you will for the time being. So at the end of this hall, you'll see a button here, and it'll be labeled Gateway 1, in game, Gateway number 1. And so once you press it, it turns red, and you hear a distant explosion. And then you drop down into this part of the theater again. And you can jump off on the side. Hold on. Yeah? Oh, I know. If you'll excuse me, I'll see you tomorrow. But yeah, I guess I'll be a second part of this video. But yeah, I'll finish this map and then I'll do the second part probably tomorrow. But anyway, you activate the Gateway 1, and then a little explosion happens right here, which opens Gateway 2. Oops. Come on. Which opens Gateway 2 in there, and that explosion activates Gateway 3. And here, you can see the little button right there. And then that activates Gateway 4. Back in the theater room, up here by the M14. Where is it? There it is. By the M14. Oops, wrong thing there. And then that opens Gateway 5 over here. Here, I think? Yeah. And then finally, that opens Gateway 6 right here. And so if you remember right, the sign says that you need to open 6 gateways, and after you do that, you can quickly just go right back, oops, wait, gotta be quick with that. You can go right back through here to the ray gun, and you've opened 6 gateways. Oops, you can go backwards actually. You open 6 gateways, and then the ray gun spawner is activated, and you're able to purchase it, and get the death machine. So I do have to go to bed because it's 2 a.m. and no one cares, but okay. So I'll continue this video tomorrow. I'll do a lot more of my creations. I've only been able to show 2, I think. Yeah, I've only been able to show this one and the prop hunt, I believe. Tomorrow I'll probably have a lot more time and I'll be able to showcase some of my other ones. But at least for tonight, I suppose that's it. So like and subscribe. Who am I kidding? No one's even watching this far. Well, see ya. If you're actually watching this, which I know you're not, there will be another video tomorrow, so check that out. Farewell, gentlefolk.